And we are live. This is UFC Bro Picks. We're going to be doing the Tough Finale 26 and UFC 218. This is Ricky.
What's up, guys? This is Justin. We're back. We have two cards. We're going to talk about the tough card, just an important fight. So we'll just talk about the four guy fights. But, before we get into the two cards, we'll talk about last card. Kelvin Gastelum went out there and, showed that he was easy money. I know you had a max bet on that fight in him.
I only had 3 units on it. To be honest, I wasn't that stoked about this card. I was sleeping most of it. I tried to wake up for Kelvin, but woke up on when it was right when it finished. So I was like, oh, damn it. But cash, there was other. I honestly just wasn't too excited for the card stuff going on, so I couldn't make it last week. But
I watched every fight up until Muslim fight, and then after you lost, I just wanted to sleep. I mean, that was my only bet of the night. Max bet with Muslim and Kelvin. It was a bad bet. I don't know why I max bet a guy making his debut. I kind of, I didn't think Alex Garcia was that good, but hey, he showed that, he's a tough veteran. And, I made a dumb bet. It is what it is. So other than that, the main event, I mean, the card was whatever. Damian Brown versus Camacho was a pretty good fight. I don't know if you watched that fight. The Leech had a pretty good finish. But what's that in the first card? The first fight. Go ahead.
Actually, main event, real quick before we start. I definitely think it was a bad idea for Bisping to take that fight, man. I don't know what the UFC was doing. Anyone could have seen that coming from a mile away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
GSP fucking hurt him.
Yeah, I don't know why I picked Bisping before tape, but it was pretty easy money for Kelvin. Kelvin's a real deal, man. He's really good, but I don't think he's going to beat Whitaker.
He needs to work on his diet and go down to 170 and take his diet a little more seriously, and he might have a chance of being a champion.
I think he can beat Woodley for sure.
Yeah, 185 is just going to be a little bit too tough for him. You know what I mean? There's beasts in that division.
All right, man. Well, let's go to the first fight of the night. We're going to be talking about just the 4 guy fights in the card. We don't care about those girl fights, So first fight of the night, we got Ryan James versus Andrew Sanchez, and I do have a play here. I got the dog James at plus 375. I know it's like plus 400 now. Basically, both these guys are jobbers. I will admit that Ryan James is a jobber, but, it's a spot. I've been mentioning that all week, and people are kind of shit on me a little bit because, James isn't the best. But, I think it's a good matchup here. I know Andrew Sanchez, got his life changed last fight. He's never really had a good chin to begin with. I know it was against Anthony Smith, but how's his gas tank? The guy does not have a good gas tank at all, and Ryan James pushes the pace, every fight. James is known for his volume, his chin, his gas tank. His cardio is very good. He doesn't have heavy hands, but he has pretty decent power. That fight with Marshman was pretty close. Obviously I scored for Marshman, but the fact that he went toe-to-toe with Marshman, I think Marshman's better than Sanchez, And some of those shots in the third round, he's landing on Marshman, those knees, I think they would hurt Sanchez, to be honest, Sanchez is chinny. He has no gas tank. He gasses out for the first and second round. So I think in the third round, I can see James getting the finish for sure. I am worried about the takedown because, I know Sanchez is a good wrestler, but James is a black belt. And, and he's not just, I know we were talking about it earlier, you said Belfort is a black belt, but, most of James' wins are by sub. So I know they're against guys on the regional scene, but James is no slouch. I know he got tapped out against GM3, but, GM3 has a pretty damn good ground game. We'll talk about that later in the fight. But I think on the feet, it goes to James. I think he has, more volume. I think he hits harder. I definitely see him pushing the pace. I can see him staying in Sanchez's face the whole night. And, that's going to wear out Sanchez. And even if Sanchez, tries to take him down, is he going to take him down? James got taken down in his debut against Keith Barish, He's a wrestler. I know Sanchez is probably better, but, he got right back up. So I just think this is a good matchup for him. And, he's a plus 375, so I took the 1 unit shot. And, yeah, he's a jobber, but, Sanchez is a jobber too, and Sanchez is on his way out. The guy, just like I already mentioned, got his life changed. So I think stylistically it's kind of a good matchup for James. So I took the 1 unit shot, and I hope he cashes. What about you?
All right, well, I love to give you shit, and I had to give you shit when I saw that bet. But, before I saw his Marshman fight, he did do give you shit overall. But Yeah, his Marshman fight, he's pretty good. The only thing that concerns me about the way he fights is he stands up kind of tall and awkward. The only reason I think he was landing on Marshman was because of his height and his reach. So if he's able to stay on the outside and like jab him up, like I think he can outstrike Andrew Sanchez. I think he has a better striking. His like awkwardness to his advantage, but I don't like the way he stands up too tall, man. I think Sanchez is gonna be able to get that takedown. Your chances for hitting this, but this is gonna get the win. But I'll be rooting for you. I definitely do think James is live. The line is way off. There's no way Sanchez should be a fucking negative, a minus 500. You know what I mean? I can't blame you on taking a 1-unit shot on him. But I do think Sanchez is going to lose. I mean, he's going to win. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is that, I mean, Kevin Casey knocked this guy out. I mean, obviously James, doesn't have heavy hands, but, I mean, just the fact this guy has no chin, I mean, I think that volume could definitely hurt him when he gasses, One more thing, too, I mean, he trained at Rufus Sports' camp. GM3's there, so obviously, GM3 actually used to train with Andrew Sanchez, so that should help for sure. I mean, there's some good guys at Rufus Sport too, so I think that's going to give him a different look. But the line's so off. But I already mentioned, I would take it around plus 100. I mean, plus money on James fighting a guy that's on his way out that just got his life changed. Like, I'll take it. I don't think James is that bad. I really don't. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I think he's going to win, man. So we'll see what happens. Honestly, dude, I think he has a good matchup here. He really does. If he keeps it on the feet, he's going to win this fight. Sanchez is not better on the feet. There's no way. He doesn't have the better gas tank, doesn't have the better chin, doesn't have the better volume. Sanchez throws loopy, left and right hooks. I don't know. I don't think Sanchez is good on the feet.
Neither is James, and he doesn't have I honestly don't think James has the power to knock him out, dude.
The thing is, dude, he's in
and what you said earlier, dude. Hold on. Fucking plus 100, and if it was even odds, I would for sure bet on Sanchez.
I don't trust Sanchez, man, especially after that last fight.
How can you trust James, man?
Because he has the volume, man. He's going to be there the whole fight. He's going to be in his face the whole fight. He's not going to give Andrew Sanchez any space. And the fact that it's a short cage, I mean, that's going to favor James.
A short cage?
This is a small cage, yeah.
How would that favor the guy with better cardio?
It's going to, because Andrew Sanchez is a wrestler. It's going to be hard for him to shoot on him. James is going to be in his face the whole night.
He's going to be able to put him up against the cage easier.
I don't think so. I mean, Sanchez is a wrestler, man. I mean, I don't think it's going to be hard for him to get him down.
If James has better cardio, it's to his advantage to have a bigger cage so he can move around more.
I don't know. I think a smaller cage helps out Sean O'Malley because he likes to. We'll talk about that later, even though I'm not.
Sean O'Malley, a little guy.
Sean O'Malley's tall, man. He's big.
Oh, okay. Who am I thinking of that? Sorry.
It's okay. I just think a small cage favors James because he's going to be pressing. He's going to be pushing that pace. He's going to be in Sanchez's face the whole night. It's going to be hard for Sanchez to shoot.
If someone is pushing forward, it's easier to shoot.
I don't know, man. I think
Especially
James,
if they're standing tall like that.
I think it's going to be bad for Sanchez that if he's pushing forward because he's going to be in his face and he's going to tire out. That's how he loses. Anthony Smith was pushing the pace.
Yeah, but
that's James' style, though, dude. He walks. He's like a zombie. I know he gets hit a lot, but Sanchez doesn't have the power to hurt him. Well, James has never even rocked at a fight, dude. I mean, if Marshman can't even put him out, I mean, you think Sanchez is going to? I know we're just kind of rambling about this.
I just think this is going to take him down and kind of just get the decision with the boring decision. But I do think that James is live, but tough for him. And I can't blame you for taking the shot, but I'll be rooting for you. But it's past city for me.
I think if James keeps his distance, he's going to lose because that's Sanchez won't get tired. But if he's in his face the whole night, throwing volume, pushing the pace. He's really gonna have some trouble for Sanchez. I'm telling you right now. Sanchez isn't like when he gets pressured. He doesn't. And James definitely has the way better cardio here. That's my style. That's my read on the fight. Pushing the pace, breaking him, and then getting him gassing out, and getting a late finish. So we'll see what happens.
I just think with his like awkward stance, Sanchez might be able to get the takedown. But who knows, man? He has a 60% defense. I was saying on UFC.com or something like that, and he's a black belt. The only thing is like I said before is like there's black belts and there are fucking black belts. I guess we'll see what kind of black belt James is.
Yeah, you're right, man. I just think, besides the mind being off, I just think, it's a good matchup for him. But hey, we'll see tomorrow,
I wish you luck, man. I'll be rooting for you.
Thanks, man. All right, man. Call the next one.
What is it? Call
it. Brett Johns versus Joe Soto.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be Brett Johns. He is a pretty good striker, right? I think Joe Soto's he's live here. I'm gonna go with Joe Soto. I think he's got great grappling, man. He's doing way better at Team Oyama. I don't know, the way he manhandled the last person he fought grappling. I don't know. I just think Joe Soto's going to get it. He has heel hooks. He's got he's very tricky on the ground. I think if he gets it on the ground, he's going to get the win. But he's facing a really good striker, so I think if he gets him he needs to get him to the ground. But I'm going to go with Joe Soto. What about you?
Yeah, Brett Johns is actually known for his striking. He's actually known for his grappling. He pushes the pace. Yeah, it's okay. He pushes the pace. He has very good cardio, and his grappling is no joke. He went out there and took down Albert Morales, at will, and Albert Morales is pretty good, wrestling and takedown defense. He has good. He has decent striking, but he's known for his grappling. He's from Wales, and those guys don't really have good wrestling. The fact that he has good wrestling, pretty impressive, and pushes a good pace, good cardio, good grappling. Soto, he has to watch out though, because Soto has some good subs, some good chokes, and he's pretty good on the feet, man. So beating Ronnie Yaya last fight was really impressive. That guy is one of the best guys in the division, on the ground. So the fact that Soto, I think had him in a crucifix or something, but Soto's live for sure. I think I think he is better on the feet, but I think sooner or later John's gonna get him against the fence and get him down. So I got John's. So next fight we got Eric Spicy versus GM3. I like this fight, a lot. I'm actually fans of both guys, but I'm gonna have to go GM3 here. I do think that he's better on the feet. I think he has the better chin. I do think he has the better grappling. He's gonna have to watch out though, because Spicy's whole game is his jiu-jitsu. He's not really good in the feet. He's been tapped out against Sam Alvey. That was kind of a weird submission for sure. No, disrespect against Carlos Jr. Carlos Jr. might have the best ground game in the division, besides a couple other guys who's it. But anyways, but yeah, man, I think GM3 has the edge here. I know he got his life changed last fight, but he's not fighting a striker. Eric Spicy is training with Andrew Sanchez. That should tell you right now, that he's going to lose this fight. So, yeah, I got GM3. I think he's going to go out there and make a statement and get a first round knockout. I think he's actually going to hurt him on the feet and get a TKO here. What about you?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that people say that what Spicy's a heavy hitter. It doesn't, because I haven't seen him really hurt anyone. But his grappling's no joke. Maybe he did hurt Thiago Santos with the jab.
Yeah, I think he actually did, to be honest. I watched. I think he did, but I think Thiago Santos was not taking that fight seriously. He's kind of caught off guard.
But GM3 is no joke. Who did he just fight?
Thiago Santos.
He got murked, right?
Yeah, I bet GM3 there.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good early, though. He took him down, but Thiago Santos is a killer, bro.
But wasn't that, how long ago was that?
It was in July. So I don't know if he took enough time off, but the thing is, Spicy doesn't. I don't know, man. You know, it's. I mean, I'm gonna go with the favor here, but I mean, it's Spicy's live, man. He really is.
That's my only concern is that, yeah, I think Spicy's live because this fool just got, now that I think about it, he did just get murked by Thiago Santos. And that's no good, man. When you get finished, you got to take at least some time off down. Even I don't want to go again, but like for sure there's a good chance he got concussed against GSP. You know what I mean? When he got knocked down, rock like that. I mean, Bisping has a fucking solid chin. Like, he could get concussed and keep going. Anyway, my point is that GM3 got fucked up, you know? And how long was he until, like how hard can you really fucking train when you have, like, while you're, like, recovering from a concussion, you know? Like, your striking's not going to be good. Like, I hope he's going to be ready for Spicy because Spicy's no fucking joke on the ground, man. Like, I don't know.
No way.
This is like a hard fight to pick, dude. I think anything can happen, but I'm gonna have to go with GM3 because he's just gonna be the better striker, and hopefully he took enough time off. I'm gonna agree with you here. I just don't think Spicy is that good. I think he's pretty one-dimensional. He might hit hard, but his striking's pretty sloppy. So yeah, man. GM3 for the win.
Yeah, if you want
No bet
to,
for me.
if you guys want to bet this fight, I mean, I definitely, you know, consider betting this fight not going the distance. I don't think this fight's going 3 rounds. I'm pretty sure someone's going to get subbed or, you know, knocked out in this fight.
There's a good chance, man. There's a good fucking chance it goes decision.
I don't think the line's terrible. I mean, I was thinking about betting it, but it was like, I think it's like minus 350, you know, not going decision.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Why would you bet that?
Yeah, man.
Stupid.
No, I was thinking about it, but when I saw that, I said I was thinking about it. I mean, it feels like, you know, like plus money, I would probably do it, but it's minus 350. One more thing, too, you know, a lot of people want to shit on him, but I mean, James was beating GM3 on the feet. I mean, James was hurting him on the feet, and then, you know, he took him down and got tapped out. Yeah, all right, let's talk about the next fight. The next fight, we got Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Terran Ware. Yeah, man, I got 2 units on the dog here, plus 220. I know I mentioned earlier that, you know, Sean might have, you know, a little advantage because it's a shorter cage, but I don't think it matters here, really. I mean, this guy gets hit way too much. He hasn't fought anybody. I mean, he's definitely fought a bunch of jobbers. And, I mean, a lot of people are talking crap about Ware. Ware's 17-5. I mean, all of his losses are against pretty good guys. I mean, he's lost in the Cody Stand, he's lost in the Luke Sanders. I mean, he's lost in the guys that are all in the UFC. I mean, you know, he also lost to the other guys really good in Bellator, Hugo something. But anyways, I mean, dude, I'm a huge Cody Stamann fan, and I bet Cody Stamann his last 2 fights. And Terran Ware was beating him on the feet. I mean, Ware got taken down, but that's how he loses his fights. He gets taken down after he beats guys in the feet. Sean doesn't have any grappling or wrestling at all. So I think, you know, Ware's going to be the more technical guy. I think he has the better boxing. You know, Sean's a little flashy out there, but I mean, Ware's never even been rocked in a fight. The guy's a very good chin. I mean, Sean gets tagged every single fight. He gets taken down a lot. I mean, he's quit before in his amateur fights. You know, he's lost, I think, once or twice in his amateur fights. And, yeah, he trains at MMA Lab. And, you know, Terran Ware doesn't train, you know. He trains at a place in LA, not like a big name. But he also trains at Black House with Tony Ferguson, now in Joban. So, you know, I like that right there. But I like his boxing, man. If you see his Cody Stamann fight, he was beating him on the feet. He got taken down. But, you know, I think Terran Ware's no joke. I mean, this guy's not a jobber, man. I mean, you know, he's a veteran. He's 17-5 against good competition. I mean, you know, he has knockouts. I think he's a more technical striker, I already mentioned. And I think Sugar gets taken down too much, and he's too green. He's too sloppy. He gets hit, bro, every fight. And, yeah, he beat some guy that trained with, you know, with Ronda Rousey and Edmond last fight. Come on, really, dude? That's a jobber right there. So I got Ware by a 2nd-round knockout. I think he's going to finish him and, you know, make a statement here. So I got 2 units on the dog here. And my only 2 plays in the night on this card are both the dogs. So let's get it. What about you?
Are you playing this card?
What's up?
Who are you playing?
I have 1 unit on James and 2 units on Ware.
Oh, that's right, James. I forgot. I'm gonna have to go the other way. I'm not that impressed with Ware, man. But to be honest, I don't really know much about this guy. but he was pretty impressive on the Contender Series, and on paper he looks pretty good. But it's all a different story when you get into the UFC. But Ware hasn't really done much either, So I'm just gonna have to go with Sean O'Malley. I think the UFC is trying to give him a fight he can win, so I'm gonna have to go with Sean O'Malley.
All right, man. So first fight of the night, we got Amanda Cooper versus Andra Magana. Yeah, this is a huge pass for me. I wouldn't put any money on either girl. If Cooper actually was, maybe minus 150 or better, minus 140 range, I'd probably do it, Andra, she's a jobber, man. I mean, she's terrible. She hasn't fought in a long time. She has no stand-up at all. I mean, her videos are a joke on her Instagram of her trying to strike. I mean, she has a decent ground game, but, I mean, I don't think she's going to be able to control Amanda Cooper. I know Cooper sucks on the ground, but I think she is pretty good on the feet, and I think Cooper's going to go out there and beast her, man, and I think get a finish. So I got Amanda Cooper here by a finish, but don't tail me because this is a pretty bad fight. What about you?
Yeah, I got Cooper as well, but there's no way I'm going to be paying a minus 500 for her. But I think she's going to be able to keep it standing and outstrike her. She's got good boxing. I don't think Angela Magana is really good at anything. So, yeah, man. I'm going to have to go with Amanda Cooper.
All right, so next fight, we got Justin Willis versus Alan Crowder. This is a pretty bad heavyweight fight. Alan Crowder is making his debut from Contender Series. He's not that good. Not really that impressive at all. And Justin Willis, I think he beat James Maharan, or maybe I'm off. I don't forgot who he beat, but he has good wrestling. He trains with Daniel Cormier. He doesn't have the best striking. This is kind of a low-level fight, honestly. I'll have to go with Willis. I think he can get some takedowns, but, just both these guys just are jobbers, man. Yeah, I got Willis, but it's a huge pass. What about you?
I agree with you too. Just because of the fact that he's training with with Cormier, like you said, we know a little bit more about the guy. I think the fact that whoever you're training with makes a big difference. I hope he's competing with Cormier, making it competitive. If he's not, if he's just Cormier's ragdoll, then that's no help either. But I'm gonna have to go with Justin Willis for the win, just because he's got better training. All right, next fight. We got Jeremy Kimball versus Dominick Reyes. Kimball is 15-6. Dominick Reyes is 7-0. To be honest, I haven't really done much tape on this fight, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Dominick Reyes, man. He got that impressive win over Joachim Christensen. Joachim Christensen is whatever, but still, I think that on your debut, getting performance of the night like that kind of says a lot. Jeremy Kimball, don't really know much about the guy. He has a win over Josh Danberry, and a loss over De Lima. And I don't know, De Lima kind of sucks. So I'm gonna have to go with Reyes. What about you?
Yeah, I got Reyes too, but I do think Kimball's live. I think this is a lot closer fight than people think. Reyes is definitely the most, more athletic guy, faster guy, but Kimball has experience. Kimball's fought, more times. He's fought in better competition, A lot of people like to criticize the De Lima fight, but De Lima actually, I think was losing that fight, and Kimball slipped. Literally slipped, and then he just pounced on him and got TKO. So it wasn't like, he got knocked out. Kimball was winning that fight and then slipped and got, TKO'd. And he went out there and, destroyed Josh Stansbury, but Josh Stansbury is pretty bad. I do think Kimball has pretty good cardio, too. He trains at MMA Lab, he has pretty good striking. Obviously, I don't think it's on Reyes' level. I think Reyes is more explosive, more athletic, and he's faster. So, I got Reyes, with the speed advantage here, and I think he's going to get a decision. I don't think he's going to finish Kimball. I think Kimball's really tough. He's never been KO besides the Lima fight, but that's kind of dumb. He fell. So, but he's been stopped like 3 times, or actually more than 3 times. I think 4, something like that. But yeah, I don't know if Reyes is going to be able to tap him out, but I got Reyes by decision. The next fight, we got Abdul Razak Alhassan versus Sabah Homasi. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of Alhassan, but you know, he burned me last fight. I had him in a max bet with Darren Till. Darren Till cash versus I believe he not Boyan. Who do you fight behind Boyan? Who do you fight behind Boyan?
Who?
Ayari. Okay, so I had him in a parlay with Darren Till, who beat Ayari, but Alhassan lost to Omari. And
Right.
you also split decision. You got taken down. You know, I don't know how he didn't finish that fight. Omari has no chin. He's a tough guy, but he has no chin at all. You know, he moved up. He's actually fighting Marvin Vittori 185 next. But anyways, here I don't think Sabah Homasi is that good. I mean, the guy's a jobber. He took down Tim Means, but I mean, Tim Means hasn't been looking that good lately at all. He burned me last fight too. But yeah, man, I think Alhassan's a pretty good striker. I think, you know, he needs to keep it on the feet. You know, I mean, I don't think Sabah Homasi has the best wrestling, but Homasi's a pretty big dude. So it won't surprise me if he gets a takedown. But, you know, I think he's in the gas, and I think Alhassan's going to get a finish here. You know, the guy has some serious striking, and Sabah Homasi's been knocked out like 4 times. But it won't surprise me if he holds him down, you know. But I just don't think he's going to be able to get a finish, you know. I don't think he's live. I really think that Alhassan's going to make easy work. But, you know, I'm not going to be playing minus 230 because I'm kind of staying away from parlays. So I got Alhassan. What about you?
Yeah, I got Alhassan too, but like you said, I don't really like the line. And he did show some holes in his game when he lost to Omari. You know, Omari to me was nothing special. I think Abdul Razak Alhassan is very athletic, but he's kind of like, I don't know, man. He's kind of stiff when he fights. You know, the way Amari was just able to catch his kick and punch him down like that. You know, take him down pretty easily, and just hold him down. You know, I think Abdul Razak Alhassan relies on his athleticism a lot. You know what I mean? So that way he's very explosive. You know, and he just likes to explode. And I don't know. I think against really good guys, it's not going to work. You know, you're going to have to start using some good technique. Sabah Homasi was able to take down Tim Means, man. I think that actually says a lot. Tim Means was way better competition than anyone that Abdul Razak Alhassan has fought, right?
Yeah, I agree, man.
I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to judge these guys as to like because they haven't really fought the same competition. And Sabah Homasi kind of got starched, you know, but he was able to take him down, and so we'll see what happens with Abdul. I do think he has some holes in his game. If Homasi can get him down, I think he's going to be in trouble, man. And I think it's not going to be easy work for him, right? Unless he gets a knockout quick. I think it's going to be a tough fight, and I think he's going to be having to defend takedowns.
All right, man. Call the next one.
Next fight, is it Felice Herrig versus Courtney Casey? Felice Herrig, you know, she's kind of in my opinion, she's kind of an inconsistent fighter, but recently she's been doing pretty well. I think she did very well against who was that? Let me see. She did like that one Mexican chick, Alexa Grasso. I think she made Justine Quiche fucking shit her pants, and she showed very good grappling in that fight, you know, and maybe showed Justine Quiche's very lack of grappling. I think she's used to just using her athleticism and explosiveness to get out, but the way Felice Herrig was using that top pressure, nothing much she can do about it. I think if Felice Herrig gets her down, Courtney Casey's going to be in for a long night. And I think she's actually going to make good work for her. And yeah, man, I got Felice Herrig and think about making a play on that one.
Yeah, man, I got my third bet on the weekend. I got 2 units on Herrig at minus 135. And, you know, a lot of people like to bring up the Paige Van Zandt loss, but, I mean, she won the first round. She lost the second and third, but, I mean, she was going through some mental stuff there. I mean, she had some sleeping problems, some mental stuff. I mean, she had to step away for like 2 years after that. I mean, look what she's done since then. I mean, she went out there and tapped out Kylan Kieran, who's the worst fighter in the division, but she did it in like 20 seconds, you know. Then she goes out there and beats Alexa Grasso, who's, you know, a pretty good prospect, really good striker, and then goes out there and beats, you know, Quiche at her own game. Quiche was an undefeated fighter. She beat, you know, Amanda Nunes' girlfriend, Nina, who Nina's no slouch. I mean, she has some good wins under her belt. I mean, Justin Keith is known for grappling, you know, and I mean, Herrig went out there and dominated.
Really?
Yeah,
She didn't show it that night.
No,
she was like a white belt.
She has good striking, good grappling, but I mean, I think she, you know, reversed Herrig, I think, once or something like that. But I mean, Herrig just dominated her that whole fight. I mean, like you said, made her shit herself, and her striking looked pretty good too, man. I mean, her Muay Thai is good. I mean, Courtney Casey, I mean, you know, the girl, you know, she likes to flop to her back, and I mean, that's not going to work here against a girl like Felice Herrig. I mean, you want to flop to your back, you're going to get dominated. I think
you're going to get passed. Your guard's going to get passed, and she's going to fucking ground and pound you.
I think on the feet, you know, it's a little close because, you know, Courtney Casey likes to get in brawls. But, I mean, you know, how's her gassing? You know, Courtney Casey, you know, the thing is, you know, she has decent striking. But like I already mentioned, you know, I think sooner or later, Herrig's going to get her down. Courtney Casey has 20% takedown defense. Okay, that's just stay right there. I mean, 20%. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Herrig's going to go out there and get her down fast, and I think get a pretty quick submission. Jessica Aguilar took her down like 4 times. Jessica Aguilar is pretty terrible, man. I mean, really bad. And she's just old and didn't do anything when Casey was off her back. So I think Herrig's, you know, in her prime right now, and she's looked really good, man. I think she deserved a big fight. So I think it's a good matchup for her. I think she goes out there and wins her on the feet. I think she gets her down, and it's all over. So I got Felice Herrig by a tap, by a sub, by a first-round rear naked choke. So next fight, I believe, let's see, we got David Teymur versus Jakar Klose. Well, I hear you might have a play here, but, you know, I'll go first here. I'm really high on Teymur. I mean, I bet him versus Venado last fight. You know, he's like plus 300. I wanted to bet him here, but, you know, I'm not going to be touching, you know, minus 185. I think he was like the best he was at was like minus 175. I wish he was dog money, you know, or even close to it. Probably, if he was minus 140, I'd probably hit it too. But I think Teymur is, you know, a very good striker. You know, I think he goes out there and, you know, beats him on the feet. Obviously, a lot of people like to bring up his grappling, but his, you know, his wrestling's improved a lot since Tough. I mean, he took down Venado, dude, like 3 or 4 times. I mean, Venado used to be like a college wrestler, you know. Venado went for takedowns, didn't get any takedowns at all. So I think Teymur has underrated grappling. I do think Klose has the better wrestling, but can he get him down? I don't think so. And one thing I want to mention here before you talk about Klose is, did you watch this fight versus Mark, you know, Digacy? He did not look good in that 3rd round. I mean, Klose looked like he just gave up in that 3rd round. I mean, he was giving that fight back to Mark. He won the first 2 rounds, but I mean, that 3rd round, I mean, Mark took him down too, multiple times. I think Teymur has better wrestling than Mark. So I think on the feet, it's all Teymur. I think Klose has pretty good kicks, but I mean, you know, the guy could even finish Devin Powell. I mean, come on, man. Devin Powell's, I mean, worse than, come on, like Northcutt, Toothless Tom, all those
dominated him.
He did, but I mean, he could have got a finish, you know. He looked good versus Mark, but you know, he didn't look good in that 3rd round. You know, his cardio kind of gassed, and you know, Teymur pushes the pace. He's in your face, has really good Muay Thai. I mean, you know, he's definitely levels above him on the feet. So Klose better go out there and get him down. I don't know if he's going to be able to. I mean, if he does, I think Teymur's going to pop back up, and it won't surprise me if Teymur takes him down. So I got Teymur by a dominant win here. I think he's going to go out there and get a 2nd round knockout. But I wish you luck, man. I mean, if you bet Klose, I hope he wins. So what about you?
Well, you already know who I think is going to win. I think Klose is going to win. Teymur, I think, showed some serious holes in his grappling, especially in the Ultimate Fighter. This fool's getting mounted by fucking Johnny Bravo, or whatever the fuck the guy's name is. Johnny Nunez or something like that.
Johnny Bravo, Johnny Nunez.
Fucking sucks. And he was getting mounted, dude. I just think he lost that fight because Johnny Nunez like pulled like half guard. I do think Teymur does push a good pace, but I think that shit's open to making mistakes. I think Klose's got some heavy fucking kicks, man. Those kicks made that fool Mark Diakiese's fucking fall to the ground. And if you can make Mark, he looks like a fucking beast athlete. If you can make him fall to the ground with leg kicks, you know his leg kicks are no fucking joke. I think that's gonna definitely slow Teymur down. It's definitely gonna, affect his pace. And I think Klose is gonna use his size advantage. He's the American grappler. I think he's gonna use his pace against him. And when Teymur's rushing forward, I think Klose can probably time the takedown pretty well and get him down, or fucking kick his fucking legs right from under him, man. He's very good at that, and if it gets him down, I think Teymur's in for a long night. I do think his defense, his takedown defense has gotten pretty good. You know, he was able to get some switches on Lando, I'm sorry, but I think that was just because Lando wasn't expecting it. I think Lando was expecting a striking match, and that's why he was able to get taken down. But Klose, I think he's going to smother him. He's going to make it ugly. He's not going to let Teymur get room. He's not going to let Teymur use his striking. I think he's going to take him out of the element and get the decision, nasty decision, split decision.
Are you betting him, or you haven't done it yet?
No, I haven't bet it yet. If I do, it's only going to be a 1-unit shot.
All right, man. Call the next one.
Next fight. Oh shit! Hold on a second. Next fight, we got Alex Olivera versus Medeiros. Cowboy, I think he's doing very well. You know, this fool's a fucking beast. He beat Brooks. He was able to he was getting his ass whipped by Means, and he was able to fucking not lose. You know what I mean? He was able to get that shit, make it like a no, whatever the fuck it was. And then after that, he was able to beat him. Everyone thought that he was gonna lose against Tim Means, including me, and he just showed that he's a fucking beast, man, and he finds a way to win. Just like I was able to cash on him against when he fought Will Brooks, you know, the way how he came in heavy, just didn't give a fuck. Thought that he was going to just use every fucking advantage that he could, you know, and he did. You know, he's the kind of guy that doesn't give a fuck. He's ruthless, and he's going to fucking finish you and beat you any way he can, and he will beat you. You know, he's got wins. I think ever since his loss against Donald Cerrone, he kind of turned a new leaf and has been fucking. Yeah, man, he hurts people, man. I'm gonna go with Cowboy with the dominant decision. You know, Yancey has been looking good at the 170 division, but I mean, he fucking fought Eric Silva and Sean Spencer. You know, who the fuck, Eric Silva hasn't looked the same since USADA, you know. Spencer was a gimme fight. That was at 170, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fighting like a real 170 right now, and he's gonna fucking feel the difference. I think Cowboy's gonna big brother him in I want to play him badly, but if I want to do a parlay, but I do got Cowboy with the dominant win. What about you?
Yeah, I got Cowboy too. You know, initially when we were talking about this fight, like maybe a month ago, I was thinking about, you know, Yancey pre-tape, but, you know, I went back and watched the tape. Yancey's no joke, man. I do think he's live here, but, I mean, I do think Cowboy's going to beat him. You know, Cowboy is so good in the clinch. I mean, you know, good striker, good ground game. You know, he's been tapped out quite a few times, and that worries me, man, because Yancey, dude, has a very good grappling game. I mean, I'm sorry, not good grappling game, good jiu-jitsu game. I mean, dude, his darces, man, I mean, his chokes are pretty impressive. It wouldn't surprise me if, you know, Cowboy goes in for a shitty takedown and he gets tapped out. But, you know, Cowboy is no joke, dude. I mean, the guy knocked out Ryan Flair. I mean, Ryan Flair's lost to Damian Maia. That's it. I mean, he beat, you know, he lost to Gilbert Burns, but I mean, in my opinion, I mean, you know, he smoked in the first 2 rounds and then, you know, got caught in the 3rd round. Beat Will Brooks. I mean, Yancey shouldn't have been at 155. I mean, his chin's very good. I mean, for sure. You know, has he ever been knocked out? I think he's only been TKO'd. But yeah, man, Yancey's beating nobodies, you know. Cowboy's beating better competition. I think, you know, he might be better everywhere. But we'll see what happens, man. If you know, Yancey, if we'll see what happens if he goes to the mat. It's gonna be tricky, but I got Cowboy by a close decision. So next fight, I believe, is Charles Oliveira versus Paul Felder, the last fight of the prelims. We got the quitter in Oliveira versus the guy that drops the ball. I've been going back and forth in this fight. You know, Oliveira is actually the favorite now. I'm going to have to go with Oliveira here, though. I mean, you know, if the line was, you know, a little better, if he was like plus 150 or something like that, I'd definitely take the shot. I think Oliveira is going to get to the mat and tap him out. I mean, you know, Paul Felder is super inconsistent. I mean, the guy, you know, you don't know what you're going to expect from him. I mean, you know, he goes out there and, you know, dominates. I mean, you know, actually, I'm sorry, he does not dominate. Okay, he beat Jason Saga in his debut by a split. Then he dominates You know, what's his name? The guy from Alpha Male, Castillo. Then he goes out there and, you know, loses that to Barbosa. Wasn't ready for that. Then, I mean, loses to Ross Pearson. I mean, the guy, I mean, Cruikshank took this guy down like 3 times. And Cruikshank beat him in the first 2 rounds, you know. Oliveira went out there and took down Will Brooks, and that was the first time Will Brooks has ever been tapped out. I mean, Oliveira has a very good ground game. He has a good wrestling game, you know. He's pretty good on the feet, too. You know, I don't think he has a bad chin. I just think that, you know, he quits sometimes in fights. You know, I don't think he's weak to the body either, really. I mean, you know, Felder does have the advantage on the feet, but I mean, I don't think, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's one of those fights that's like, it screams a pass, but like, it's like Felder's going to win on the feet, but Oliveira has the grappling advantage, you know, for sure. But if I had to choose, I think Alvarez going to get it to Matt. And once it hits the mat, I think he's going to tap him out. I mean, when he gets to the ground, it's over, basically, you know. So on the feet, though, it's going to be close because I do think Felder has the edge. You know, he definitely has more power. He definitely has more weapons. But Alvarez is scrappy, man. I mean, the guy likes to fight in wars. So I think he's going to get it to the ground, though, and get a choke. So I got Charles Oliveira. What about you?
I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. I got Charles Oliveira. I don't think Felder's that great. I think he's pretty technical. He's got a lot of skill, but the thing about both of these guys is that I question their fucking hearts. Both of these guys, you know, I don't know what it is about Felder, but like you said, he lost against Pearson. It's like he seems to just like sometimes, I guess, you know what I mean. I think I really do think I think Oliveira is gonna get the sub. But no play. It's Pass City. Both of these guys, they don't have like, I don't know, they're not consistent fighters. So I'm gonna have to go with Oliveira. But no play for me because they're inconsistency. Next fight, we got 2 fucking hotties. Tisha Torres versus Michelle Waterson. Two hottest girls on the fucking fight card for sure. Go with Tisha Torres, man. It's very hard to stop her takedowns. Michelle Waterson has showed some holes, you know. She looked like a world beater against Paige Van Sant, but that's Paige Van Sant. Rose Namajunas really murked her. I do think Tisha Torres is going to get her down and just kind of on the mat. It's going to be a pretty boring decision for Torres. What about you?
Yeah, I got Tisha too. I do think Waterson's live though. I mean, you know, I bet Rose versus Waterson. I got a lot of shit for that, but you know, she went out there and won. I mean, I think Rose is the champ. I mean, you know, Rose is good, dude. I mean, Rose is no slouch, you know. Waterson, you know, I don't think she's bad. I mean, I think she's, you know, I know she's pretty small for the division, but I mean, she's not a jobber by any means, and she's a tough girl, you know. She's definitely live here, but I mean, Tisha's, you know, beast. You know, she had her first finish last fight. I think she's going to get her down, you know, kind of just out grapple her. I don't think she's going to get it finished. She's going to be too tough to finish Waterson. So I think it's going to be a 29-28. But you know, I mean, I get the Waterson bet because I mean the line's off. I mean, Waterson's like plus 205. Like that's pretty crazy. So next fight, I believe we got Eddie Alvarez versus Justin Gaethje. Now this is a very good fight. I won the bet Justin really bad at dog money, but I'm not touching it. What it is. I actually, in my opinion, you know, a lot of people have, you know, talked crap about this, you know, and give me shit, but I think Justin's easy money here, man. I think he's going to go out there and get a first round finish. I think Eddie's done. I know you agree with me. I know Justin gets tagged a lot and gets hurt every fight, but the guy has a very good chin. He has very good cardio. In my opinion, man, I think the only guys that beat him in the division, man, are Cody Ferguson, Conor McGregor, you know, possibly James Vick, because, you know, James Vick's been looking really good. But, I mean, the guy's a beast, dude. I mean, dude, Justin Gaethje, man, is no slouch. I mean, those leg kicks are legit. His striking is good. I mean, he gets hurt a lot, which a lot of people think, you know, is bad, which it is. But, I mean, his chin's held up, man. And Eddie Alvarez, man, I mean, the dude just got murked against Conor McGregor. And, I mean, you know, Dustin Poirier was smoking him last fight. I just don't think he wants it anymore, man. I think he's on his way out, and Justin Gaethje's, you know, on the way up. He's, you know, an undefeated fighter. I think he's faster than Eddie Alvarez, too. And he does have, I mean, they both have wrestling, but, you know, we don't really see Justin's wrestling. But I think Justin's going to go out there and get a first-round finish. So I got Justin here. What about you?
Yeah, man, I'm going to have to agree with you. Both of these guys have similar styles, you know. They're brawlers. Eddie likes to make it a dogfight in there. That's why he's underground king. fucking Justin Gaethje, I think, is very similar to him, but he's on his way up, as opposed to Eddie Alvarez is on his way out. Like you said, he got torched by Conor McGregor. I think he got his life changed by that one. And Justin Gaethje just shows he keeps going, man. He's got those serious leg kicks as well. So I do think he's got more tools, man, to win this fight. Eddie Alvarez might have the better technique, but I think Gaethje's going to be able to get him out of that mentality very easily. He's going to want to brawl. Eddie's a brawler, man, and he's going to want to brawl. Gaethje's going to brawl, and I do think Gaethje has a better chin, and Eddie's going to go down for the count again, just like what Conor did, but probably even more devastating. So I'm going to have to go with Gaethje.
All right, man. We got 3 fights left. Call the next one.
3 fights, man. It's been a long card. Thanks for sticking around. If you guys are still listening, we got Henry Cejudo versus Sergio Pettis. They're gonna finally fucking do it again. First time, Cejudo couldn't make weight. I think he was eating too much. And now they're gonna run it back. Or they're gonna do it. They're actually gonna do it this time. So I'm gonna still stick with my original pick as last time is Sergio Pettis, and I got 2-unit bet at plus 215. I do think he's a better striker. People are giving Cejudo a lot of credit because he just finished Old Man Hayes. But I mean, if you remember, this fool got finished by a body shot. You know what I mean? By DJ. It was come on, like you got finished by a body shot by a 125er. I mean, DJ's probably one of the best 125ers there ever is, but still, he got finished to a body shot. I would probably get finished to a body shot too, but your UFC, this fool has a weak belly because he's eating all the fucking time. You know what I mean? So I think Sergio Pettis has good wrestling as well. Cejudo has the wrestling advantage, but I think they're going to strike, and Pettis is going to outstrike him. So I'm going to go with Pettis for the decision. What about you?
Yeah, this is my most confident bet out of all my bets. This is my last play of the night. I got 2 units on Sergio, plus 200. Yeah, man, a lot of people, man, are, saying that that Cejudo's using money and all this, and Pettis has a glass chin. He does not have a glass chin. I mean, the dude is super mature now, he hardly gets hit anymore. I mean, the guy was, he's 24 years old. I mean, I know Ryan Benoit knocked him out, but Benoit's the hardest hitter in the division. Who hits harder than Benoit? Nobody. I mean, Ben 10 seconds.
DJ?
Yeah, I mean, Benoit is a heavy hitter for sure. I mean, I know he got dropped against Matt Hobart, but I mean, that was a bantamweight. And I know he lost to Leroy, but that was a bantamweight. Leroy's a featherweight now. I mean, the kid has looked very good lately against, John Moraga, Carriazo. His last fight against Moreno, that was the best Pettis we've ever seen. I mean, Pettis' cardio is, legit. His striking is good. He's a point fighter. He picks you apart. And I just think Cejudo's going to get busted up here on the feet. I mean, everyone's saying Cejudo's going to get a KO and all this. He's a knockout guy. The guy knocks out the ghost of Wilson Hayes. And before that, I mean, in my opinion, that was not a robbery. I mean, Joe B won that fight 100% hands down.
I think Joe B won.
I mean, Cejudo gassed after the first round. I mean, how's this cardio going to look here? Is he going to make it to the fight? Like, I can't even hold my breath. I'm, nervous right now, man. I'm like, I hope he doesn't do some stupid bullshit excuse about his hand again because he quit. I think he was scared, bro. I mean, he had to be scared. I mean, he knew he was going to lose that fight, dude. So I think Pettis is easy money here, man, to be honest. I mean, I don't think – when does Cejudo use his wrestling? I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he's a striker now. He's going to want to go out there and try to bang with Pettis. And, I mean, Pettis is going to use his distance perfectly, and he has the reach advantage. And I think pick him apart. And you know what? I honestly think Pettis gets a KO here. So I got Sergio Pettis by a second-round knockout. I think he gets his first knockout in the UFC. And I think he's going to show people that, he's a way better striker than, Cejudo. Cejudo's no slouch, man. I mean, he has good wrestling, but he doesn't use it, man. I mean, I know he's beaten some good guys, but I mean, in my opinion, Brandon Moreno, at this day and age, is better than Wilson Hayes. I mean, Wilson Hayes is done, man. I mean, Brian Benoit, there's so many guys that would beat Wilson Hayes right now. So I just think Sergio Pettis is, the faster guy, has more tools in the feet. I don't think he has a bad chin at all. I mean, the guy was, super young out there, man, and he hardly gets hit anymore, dude. So I mean, Moraga hit him pretty clean, man. I mean, Sergio just ate it like a champ, you know. I know, you know, Marino got him down in the first round, but, you know, Pettis showed mad heart and won the last 4 rounds. And even if Pettis, you know, gets taken down, I mean, Cejudo's better watch out, man, for Pettis' ground game because Pettis is a good ground game. So I got Pettis here all day, and I think he gets a finish. And, yeah, Team Bro Pick is on Pettis. That's your first play of the night, right?
Yeah.
That's your only play so far?
My only play so far. Good.
All right, so next fight, we got Alistar Overeem versus Francis Ngannou. This is another easy money fight. I'm not touching it, though, because, you know, the line's so off, but I don't understand the Reem pick. This is easy money for Francis. Dude, Francis is the next champ. This guy's legit. I don't know if he's going to be Stipe. That's going to be close. I mean, maybe he might lose the first fight and win the rematch, but, I mean, it's a toss-up right now, in my opinion. But Overeem's been knocked out 12 times. I mean, the number one thing you got to talk about is the chin, but, I mean, the chin is, like, that's, like, the best thing. Go ahead.
This has been knocked out 12 times in MMA, not alone like kickboxing. This has been knocked out more times than kickboxing.
Yeah, people act like it's a shitty argument. I mean, really, bro? I mean, it's a heavyweight. He's been knocked out 12 times in UFC. When you get knocked out against Bigfoot Silva and Travis Brown, you shouldn't even be in the UFC anymore, man. That's very embarrassing. And everyone's like, oh, well, Francis hasn't been tested yet and all this stuff. I don't care, man. I mean, who cares, dude? Obviously, Reeves, you know, fought in better guys, but come on, dude. I mean, when you've been knocked out 12 times, I'm pretty sure Ryan Benoit would knock him out right now. So that's embarrassing that Overeem's been knocked out 12 times. And Francis is definitely the fastest guy and most athletic guy he's ever fought. I think the speed advantage is going to be too much here. I think it's too explosive for him. I think he's way better. Okay, I do think, you know, Overeem's technical. I will say that he's more technical striker, but that chin is just terrible. I mean, he's the better fighter than all these guys, you know, Bigfoot Silva, Travis Brown. What happens? He gets knocked out. So, I mean, he might be, you know, beating him on the feet, you know, the first minute, but Francis is going to land that jab and rock him and then knock him out, man. So I think Francis beats him, you know, in this fight anywhere. So, you know, it might be a little fishy in the beginning. You know, Reem might run away like he always does and, you know, kind of like strike a little bit, but I mean, it's lights out. Francis is going to hurt that chin. And all you guys out there betting on Reem, there's a couple of you guys that I like and I'm friends with you guys, but you guys are idiots because Reem's going to get smoked. So. Sorry, guys, but he's getting destroyed. So Francis all day. Yeah. And Francis is in all my DraftKings lineups for sure because that's an easy money, 100 points right there. What about you?
I agree with you 100%, man. This is easy money for Francis Ngannou. Yeah, Overeem has been knocked out fucking how many times? 14 times in MMA, 4 times in kickboxing. Maybe he's been concussed in fucking training as well. Who fucking knows, you know? But we do know his chin is. But what we do know is that this fool has finally acknowledged that he has a fucking chin issue, and he's been kind of working around it and running away from people whenever they're kind of getting close. So I definitely do think he's going to be doing a lot of running away this fight. But I think it's not going to be enough to Ngannou. I think he's going to get the finish. You know, he got lucky against Verdum. I don't think he's going to get lucky against Ngannou. If Ngannou touches his face, it's lights out. Ngannou beat the world record for the hardest punch. So I don't know like how many people have tried it, but I do know he beat Tyrone Sponge, and Tyrone Sponge is a legit striker. So I give him some credit. I definitely think Sponge would probably knock out Overeem. I'm not sure if they fought or not, but anyway, I think if Francis Ngannou can punch that fucking hard, he's definitely going to be able to knock out Overeem. So I'm going to go with Francis Ngannou with the devastating KO.
All right, man. Call the last one.
Last fight, we got the main event of the evening. They're going to run it back. It's Max Bless Holloway against Jose Aldo. And I think it's just a case of where Max Holloway just has this guy's number, man. Even if like a lot of people are saying that Jose Aldo wasn't using his leg kicks his last fight, but you know what? Like I think if Max Holloway is so good at like boxing and using his hands, I think if Jose Aldo does like try to kick him, he's gonna punch him in the face, you know. So I think I'm gonna go with Max Holloway again. It's kind of hard for the old guy to win in a rematch. Jose Aldo is getting older. He's not the same he used to be. And if he was in his prime, maybe he'd be a little bit closer. But even then, I do think it's Max's time, man. I just think he's a better fighter. He's very big for his division. He's super tall, super hard to deal with. Like his awareness of like where his awareness of his reach is like fucking superb. Like he knows like when to get in, when to get out, where he needs to be to land that punch. You know what I mean? And like when he digs to the fucking body, man. I love that shit about Max. I love his body shots. I think he's just going to be too much for Jose Aldo. I think Jose Aldo might win the first couple rounds because of his speed. But eventually, I don't think he's going to keep up with Max's pace. And it's just going to be too much for him. And he's going to get finished again. I'm going with Max, bless Holloway. What about you?
Yeah, I got Max here all day. I actually maxed Max, last fight against Aldo plus money and cashed out a bet, He's the best guy in the division by far. I mean, he's a champ for no reason, he's a champ, man. I mean, Jose Aldo's on his way out. The guy should retire. I think it's easy money. I think he goes out and gets a first round finish, to be honest. I mean, I know he was a slow starter last fight, Aldo won the first 2 rounds. He definitely, ate some big shots, but Max is a very good chin. Very good distance. I mean, this is Arsenal on the feet is legit. He has a good ground game too. When he was on top of Aldo, I mean, that was pretty awesome to watch. So I got Max all day. I think it's easy money. I think he's going to go out there and get a first round finish and make a statement. So my 4 plays in the night, I got Sergio Pettis 2 units at plus 200. I had 2 units on Herrig at minus 135. I have 2 units on Ware at plus 220. And then 1 unit on James at plus 375. Just the 4 plays. And yeah, man, let's get it. I hope I catch all of them. And I looks like I got 3 dogs and 1 small favorite. And gonna be playing DraftKings. I got Francis in all my lineups. He's gonna go out there and make easy work. And yeah, what about you? You just have Pettis so far, right?
Just Pettis, 2 units, 215. Thinking about doing a play on Herrig as well, maybe closer.
All right, guys, we'll be back. I believe next week for the Sacramento card, we got T-City versus Cub Swanson. Me and Ricky are pretty neck and neck right now on Bet Me tips. I've been in a pretty bad slump. I mean, a 4-card slump. Didn't have a good summer, but Ricky, we're neck and neck, man. So put in the comments below, who you think's gonna come out on top this weekend. And I mean, if we have the same bets, we're not gonna go up anywhere. So I mean, that's the thing. It might take a while because I'm barely above you right now in the rankings, but. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, this is the team, team bro picks. We're not going against each other, but I mean, we'll see what happens. So, all right, guys, you have anything to say?
Friendly competition never hurt anybody.
Yeah, man.
But like you said, overall, we're playing against the books.
Yeah, we're in the green. We're positive, dude. We're not negative. So I mean,
no, but what I'm saying is like it's good to be competitive towards each other, but we got to remember that. At the end of the day, we're going against the books. Each other. We're not making money off each other. We're making money off these motherfucker bookies.
Against each other, we're just doing like picks and stuff, like kind of like who's
like
the
just
alpha
friendly competition. Yeah, but we all know who's the real alpha.
Yeah, we know it's this guy right here. So yeah, we'll see, man. But good luck, and if you bet Klose, I hope you win, but I picked Teymur, but I mean, we'll see what happens then. So, all right, guys, we'll be back next week. Later, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Team Ryan James, you guys heard here first. He's gonna go out there and get a finish. So, Team James.